Hello, everyone. It's Cal here, and welcome back to our fantastic Ielts Speaking Part 1 series. I'm super excited to bring you Episode 4, where we're diving into the engaging topics of making lists, being busy, spending time by yourself, free time, weekends, planning, and punctuality. This episode is extra special because we're switching things up with a podcast format. I'm thrilled to have a very special guest, Loki, my wife, joining us to ask the questions. This time, I won't be playing the examiner. Instead, I'll be sharing in-depth discussions to provide you with natural, high-scoring language and creative ideas to craft your own impressive IELTS responses. We'll explore questions like, do you make a list when you shop? Are you busier now than when you were a child? What do you usually do in your spare time? And thought-provoking Part 3 questions like, why do some people like to make plans while others don't? And what are the benefits of having a routine for kids at school? These discussions aren't just sample answers. They're packed with vocabulary, expressions, and ideas to help you shine in front of any examiner. So grab your notebook, get ready to take notes, and let's make your IELTS journey fun, engaging, and successful. Don't forget to share your answers in the comments. I can't wait to read them. Let's dive in and master these topics together.
Hey everyone, Loki here, and wow, I'm so pumped to be part of this awesome podcast with Cal. I love how passionate he is about helping you ace your IELTS, and I'm ready to spice things up with some fun questions. We're going to dive into how you manage your time, make plans, and even enjoy those precious moments alone or on weekends. So, let's not waste any time. Cal, are you ready to share your wisdom? Let's kick off with our first topic, making lists. All right, first up, lists and planning. Personally, I swear by them. Making a list is honestly a total game changer. It pulls all those scattered thoughts and unfinished tasks out of your head and gets them safely onto paper or a screen. And just doing that frees up mental space and helps you stay on top of your responsibilities. But Cal, not everyone's a fan of lists, right? Why is that?
You're spot on, Loki. Some people feel that lists and detailed plans are restrictive, almost suffocating, especially if the list is impossibly long. It's human nature. When a task feels huge, we procrastinate. That's where small, consistent actions come in. I really like the tiny habits method for this. It says, scale it down. So instead of writing, finish my thesis, just commit to write one good sentence after breakfast. That's doable. Over time, these micro actions build momentum, and you avoid the burnout that big, unrealistic goals can cause.
Exactly. And beyond just jotting down to-dos, planning overall is critical. I live by the SMART principle: specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound. Without these guardrails, even the best intentions fizzle out. Plans clarify what you want, keep you motivated, and give you a roadmap to measure how far you've come. But here's the catch. We all know people who make plans but don't follow them. Why does that happen so often?
I'd say it's partly human weakness, partly part-time management. Many people overestimate what they can cram into a day, underestimate distractions, or get pulled off track by unimportant things. Having a plan is great, but executing it demands discipline. That's where time management systems help. For example, the Ivy Lee method. List your top 6 tasks for tomorrow, then do them one by one. Simple but powerful. The ABCDE method. Rank tasks by priority. A is critical, E can be scrapped. The Pomodoro technique. Short, focused work sprints with breaks to recharge. And don't forget the basics. Break big tasks into chunks, plan daily or weekly, protect your golden hour when you're most productive, and build in buffers for the unexpected.
I love that, especially the buffer. I always add 25% more time than I think I'll need, just in case. It's also good for staying punctual. Punctuality, in my view, is more than a habit. It's a sign of respect for others and for yourself. Lateness eats into other people's time and sends the message that you don't value their effort.
Couldn't agree more. People often fall into the just one more thing trap and lose track of time. Setting multiple reminders helps, one far ahead and another close to the time you need to leave. Also, stop relying purely on memory. Offload tasks into digital calendars, sticky notes, or reminder apps. Treat your brain like a computer. It works best when it's not cluttered with trivial reminders.
So that's the structure side. But life's not just ticking boxes. Let's flip it. Free time, rest, and real relaxation. I'll admit it, I'm busier now than ever, and I do enjoy productive busyness, but too much of it wears you down. Chronic stress is real. It leads to anxiety, burnout, and even physical health issues.
That's a crucial point. Stress can creep up and spiral out of control. And these days, it's harder than ever to truly switch off. We live glued to our phones. The constant stream of emails, notifications, and even news makes it hard to just breathe. But there are antidotes. 1, prioritize alone time. Paint, cook, read, swim, whatever works for you. Solitude is not loneliness. It's how we recharge. 2, exercise is a proven stress buster. 10-minute bursts here and there are as good as long sessions. Take the stairs. Stretch during meetings. You don't need a gym to move your body.
Yes, and don't forget sleep. Quality sleep resets you. So does a mindful morning routine. Step outside, get some sunlight, drink warm water, skip the phone for an hour. It sounds simple, but these small rituals keep stress in check.
Absolutely. We also need to guard our mental space. Limit doom scrolling, say no to negativity, and accept what you can't control. Talking to friends, laughing more, and practicing gratitude. These soft skills are powerful stress antidotes too.
Let's get super practical for a second. Cal, do you actually make a list when you shop?
Oh, absolutely. For me, a shopping list is non-negotiable, especially for big grocery runs. Without one, it's so easy to forget the essentials or get distracted by impulse buys. Plus, sticking to a list keeps me focused, saves time, and even saves money, because you're far less likely to toss random things into your cart just because they look tempting.
That makes sense. What about for your work? Do you still rely on lists, and do they actually work for you?
Definitely. At work, my lists are like my second brain. Every morning, I write down my top priorities for the day. And yes, they really do work, but only if you're realistic. If I overload my list with 20 tasks, I'll feel overwhelmed and probably get none of them done properly. So instead, I stick to 5 to 6 key tasks, sometimes using the Ivy Lee method we mentioned earlier. That's where you list your 6 most important tasks for tomorrow, rank them, and tackle them one at a time. It brings clarity and focus. So yes, a good list absolutely works.
So here's the thing. You're a fan of lists, but why do you think some people hate them?
That's a good question. Honestly, some people feel boxed in by lists. They see them as restrictive, or they feel stressed when they can't tick everything off by the end of the day. Others feel that lists take the spontaneity out of life. Also, if a list is too long, it's demotivating instead of motivating, because your brain sees a mountain of unfinished business. That's why breaking tasks into tiny, realistic steps, like the tiny habits approach, works so well. Small daily actions feel achievable, so you actually stick with them.
Moving on to planning in general, do you like making plans, Cal?
I really do. I'd say making plans is one of my favorite productivity rituals. Having a clear plan gives me a roadmap. It tells me where I'm going and what steps I need to get there. Without a plan, I feel like I'm drifting aimlessly, and I waste more time figuring out what to do next than actually doing it.
Fair point. And would you say you're good at it?
Most of the time, yes, but it's something I've improved with practice. Anyone can jot down tasks, but making a good plan means you know how to prioritize, estimate time realistically, and build in wiggle room for surprises. I still sometimes underestimate how long things take. That's normal, but I'm far better than I was 5 years ago.
Paper or phone? Which one's your weapon of choice?
Both, actually. For daily to-do lists and quick notes, I love pen and paper. It feels more real and satisfying to cross things off. But for big projects, deadlines, or recurring reminders, I rely on digital tools like calendar apps and task managers. They're brilliant for setting notifications and sharing plans with other people. So it's a hybrid system.
Couldn't agree more. So for anyone still doubting, what would you say are the real benefits of making plans?
The biggest benefit is peace of mind. Planning reduces decision fatigue because you're not constantly wondering what next.
It helps you prioritize what really matters instead of reacting to distractions. Plans also make big goals feel less scary. You break them into small steps and deadlines. And honestly, knowing what's on your plate makes it easier to say no to things that don't fit your goals.
What about young people? What kind of plans do they usually make?
I think young people mostly plan around studies, career goals, travel, and social life. For example, a student might plan which universities to apply to or how to balance part-time work with exams. Many young people also plan gap years, internships, or saving money for trips abroad. Compared to older generations, they tend to be more flexible, but that also means they sometimes change plans frequently.
True, but plans change. Why can't people always stick to them?
Life happens. Plans fail when people overcommit or set unrealistic expectations. Distractions, sudden emergencies, or a simple lack of self-discipline all play a role. Sometimes people just don't break big goals into doable pieces, so they get overwhelmed and procrastinate.
So then, why plan at all if they don't always work?
Because even an imperfect plan is better than no plan. Making plans gives people a sense of control. It helps you allocate time wisely, avoid missing important deadlines, and keep track of progress. Plans don't guarantee success, but they massively increase the odds.
Interesting. Why do you think some people love planning and others hate it?
It often comes down to personality and experience. Some people feel secure when things are structured. They thrive on predictability. Others feel trapped by too much structure. They enjoy spontaneity and feel they work better under flexible conditions. Also, some people simply haven't found a planning style that suits them yet. For example, rigid daily schedules might not work for everyone, but a simple weekly goal list might.
Do you think anyone really never makes plans?
Not really. Even people who claim to live in the moment usually make some plans, even if they're informal, like booking a holiday, planning a birthday dinner, or setting a morning alarm. I'd say the difference is the level of detail and formality, not whether they plan at all.
Busy people juggle so much. How do they remember everything?
The smart ones don't rely on memory alone. They use a system, calendars, digital reminders, sticky notes. They break big tasks into smaller ones and set multiple alarms. It's not about having a perfect memory, it's about creating a reliable external brain.
And do you think calendars are really that useful?
Absolutely. A good calendar or planner can save you from forgetting birthdays, deadlines, appointments, you name it. It's like having a personal assistant in your pocket. And now with smartphone apps, you can share calendars with family or teammates. It keeps everyone on the same page.
Before we wrap up, what about routines? Are they like plans?
Yes, routines are just daily plans on autopilot. At home, routines help families stay organized. Meal times, chores, bedtime. For elderly people, routines provide structure and reduce anxiety. They know what to expect each day. And for kids at school, routines teach discipline and time management. It's how they learn to balance study and play. So routines are basically mini plans that build good habits over time.
All right, final one, punctuality. How important is it really?
It's huge. Being on time shows respect for other people and their time. It builds trust, people know they can rely on you. Chronic lateness does the opposite. It damages your reputation. Personally, I add buffer time and reminders to stay punctual. And culturally, punctuality says a lot about discipline and responsibility.
Random curveball to end. Should people remember their family history?
I think so. Knowing family history connects people to their roots and gives them a sense of identity. It's like planning backwards. Understanding where you came from helps you plan where you want to go. Plus, it keeps important stories and lessons alive for the next generation.
Brilliant. Lists, plans, routines, punctuality, they all tie together into how we manage our time and our lives. Cal, thank you for this masterclass.
Thank you, Loki. Here's to planning wisely and living better.
And thank you, everyone, for listening. Until next time, stay organized, stay punctual, and don't forget to enjoy the ride.
All right, everyone, we've just wrapped up learning loads of fresh idioms, phrasal verbs, and real-life expressions. As always, it's mock test time. Now it's time for me to switch back to my main role, being your examiner. Let's see how Loki applies everything we've just mastered. Good morning. My name is Cal, and I'll be your examiner for the speaking test today. My ID is COWBIMI 9199. Let's begin with some questions about yourself. Do you like weekends?
Absolutely. Weekends are non-negotiable for me. They give me precious time to unplug, catch up on sleep, and break away from the weekday grind. I stick to a loose plan so I don't drift aimlessly, but I also leave room to enjoy spontaneous moments.
Where do you go on weekends compared to weekdays?
During weekdays, I'm juggling so much that I rarely venture far. It's all about staying on top of tasks. But on weekends, I carve out time to step outside, maybe plan a quick getaway, or simply soak up some sun to recharge my batteries.
What do you usually do on weekends?
I usually jot down a short list of essentials I want to tackle. Nothing too overwhelming. I stick to it just enough to stay organized, but never let it box me in. I also make sure to sneak in time to unwind and enjoy the ride.
Do you make plans for your weekends?
I do. Having a roadmap for the weekend gives me peace of mind and helps me avoid wasting time figuring out what to do next. But I always build in wiggle room for surprises, so I don't feel restricted if something fun pops up.
Do you think older and younger generations prefer different music?
For sure. Older generations often thrive on predictability. They stick to classics that bring comfort. Younger people lean into spontaneity, exploring fresh sounds and new concerts. It all comes down to personality and experience.
Is there any music concert you want to go to?
Definitely. If I map out my schedule properly, I'd love to take a big music festival off my list. But I'd add a time buffer to travel and plan ahead so it doesn't clash with work.
How do busy people remember what they need to do?
Smart, busy people don't rely on memory alone. They build an external brain using calendars, digital reminders, sticky notes, and alarms. This keeps them on the same page and stops things from slipping through the cracks.
Should people remember their family history?
Absolutely. Tracing our roots gives us a sense of identity and connects generations. It's like planning backwards. It reminds us where we came from and shapes where we're heading.
What do you think about using calendars to remember things?
Calendars are a game changer. They keep me on track, help me tick off deadlines, and add buffer time when life throws curveballs. Sharing calendars with family or teammates keeps everyone synced up and keeps things from slipping through the cracks.
What routine do people have at home?
At home, routines run on autopilot: chores, meal times, bedtime. This structure brings peace of mind and helps everyone stick to what really matters without burning out.
What routine does the elderly have?
Older people thrive on predictability. A clear routine helps them feel secure and reduces decision fatigue. They know what's on their plate each day, and it keeps stress in check.
What are the benefits of having a routine for kids at school?
Routines teach kids discipline and time management. Breaking big tasks into small steps helps them stay on top of homework and play. It builds good habits that stick for life.